So I obviously did some very professional, scholarly research on vampires, and I typed in, "Are vampires real?" on Google, and this is what I got. Some thoughts probably should not be said out loud, but I recorded mine. Hey guys, it's Mara and welcome back to the podcast where I share my thoughts on the internet with all of you. And guess what time it is? It's spooky time. It's my favorite time. And also, when spooky time is over, it's seasonal depression time. I almost said seasonal. Since when do I have a lisp? Alright, so because it's spooky time, I decided to make a spooky-ish kind of episode to ease you guys into the spooky vibes. My dad is going to absolutely hate this episode because he is terrified of vampires. I have no idea why. I mean, well, I guess, but sort of not really. I don't know. He's just really, really terrified of vampires. Won't even watch anything that has a vampire in it. Terrified. He does like Hotel Transylvania though, but that's a cartoon vampire, so I guess it's not as bad. So if you haven't figured it out yet, this week's episode's about vampires, and it started from Vampire Diaries. I decided to rewatch it, and the last time I watched it, I fell off halfway through. I think I made it to season 6. And then I just stopped watching it. I don't know. So I got this idea. I was like, I'm going to rewatch it. I'm so excited. So I took me a couple weeks. I was rewatching. I was really getting into it. I think I finally passed the spot where I quit last time. So it was I was watching it for the first time and I was so excited. And then Netflix decided to take it off. Are you kidding me? Right when I decided to start rewatching Vampire Diaries, Netflix is just going to take it off like that? Luckily, HBO Max does have it, so I continue to watch. But I'm kind of stuck in a season 7 rut right now. Season 7 is just so boring to me. I don't know. I'm hoping it gets better. I know there's only 8 seasons. I've almost made it. And I survived through a platform switch just to watch it. I have to finish it. I have to. But season 7 is really holding me back right now. So talking about Vampire Diaries, here's the question I know you all want to know. As soon as you mention Vampire Diaries, this is the only question anyone will ever ask you. Stefan versus Damon. I really cannot decide for the life of me. Maybe once I finally finish the whole series, I'll be able to answer it. But I think Stefan is physically more attractive than Damon. But I like the way Damon acts sometimes, a little toxic. I'm oh yeah, ruined my life. Yes, absolutely. But then Stefan also is so sweet sometimes-ish. And I'm aw, I love that. I'd want that. And he's a cutie, but then Damon's kind of hardcore. And I'm oh yeah, he's actually kind of really cool. So I'm having a hard time picking between the two. I don't know, if I could mix them together, I feel that'd be great. I would love that. But right now I really can't pick. Maybe when I finish Vampire Diaries, I'll come to a final decision and let you guys know. But right now it's a toss-up. I'm really having problems. So I have some other Vampire Diaries just opinions I want to share with you guys. I don't think there's any spoilers in here, really. I mean, even if there was, it's been out for such a long time. I'm probably the only one that still hasn't finished it. All right, here we go. Ready? Caroline is so much better as a vampire. Once she turned into a vampire, I could actually, tolerate her. And I was wait, actually, she's so smart and, she has really good ideas and she knows what she's doing. I really like Caroline. I feel I'd be friends with her. But before she was a vampire, I was okay. I was sick of her. I was sick of it. I could not stand her. But now that she's a vampire, I'm okay, wait, she's chill. I like her now. I absolutely love the witches. I think they deserve more access to power whenever they want. I don't like that they just use too much power and can die. I don't know. I really enjoy they have to keep a balance type thing. But I feel like they should be able to just like make spells when they want to, instead of like having to look through the book and find like original spells, and then they're only limited to like this many spells, and then they can only like use this much power though, or they have to wait for a full moon. Like, they deserve more. They should be able to make their own spells, or like just think about what they want to happen and then like use their magic. But I think they should like still have that like keep the balance type thing. I don't know. I really love the witches, though. I think they're so cool. They deserve more. They deserve more. This one, actually, I am beginning to learn it is a very popular opinion. Elena is awful. She's so bad. I get, like, she was a necessary character at first, so you can, like, you know, get the vibes, get the storyline, understand what's happening. But she's just so annoying and so awful. She talks and I'm like, literally shut up, like get to the point. I feel like she like willy-nilly's around and like doesn't get her job done, and then she like has way too much emotion and she like screws up every plan. Like, that's the only thing I think I'm enjoying about season 7 is she's dead. She can't annoy me if she's dead, but I'm sure she's gonna find a way, and I'm gonna be upset, and I'm decently sure they bring her back, so I'm gonna have to put up with her more. She's just awful. Okay, ready? Catherine should have been killed off way sooner. Way sooner. Someone should have stabbed her and she should have stayed dead, and they shouldn't have went looking for her. Like, all the evil, like, awful things that she did, even if she had information that, like, they needed for some type of plan, it cannot be that important to, like, unalive her. Like, bring her back to life. It should not, no. Leave her dead. She should have been killed a long time ago. All she did was cause problems. She was a playa. She was annoying. She was literally like a different Elena. Like, she was kind of like really evil and like only thought about herself, and I kind of thought it was like a boss move, but like that's it. Besides that, she only caused problems and she frustrated me. Klaus, I liked him. I liked him a lot so far. I don't know if he comes back. He's kind of been like MIA for a while. I'm like halfway through season 7. I haven't seen him. But I really liked him. You know, at first I was like, I'm not sure about this one. But like, he turned out to like always stay true to like his word. He just wanted respect, you know? And honestly, we all just want a little bit of respect. So like, I get it. But his sister, Rebecca, I cannot stand her. And he was like, I want to keep my sister alive. Why? I mean, I get like a whole like sister thing. Honestly, no, I don't. I'm an only child. I'm selfish. I have only child syndrome. But like, oh my gosh, she's almost like annoying on Elena level, I think. I feel like. And then my last opinion is just my favorite characters. Bonnie's grandma. Loved her. I just loved her so much, okay? Like, I miss her. I love that she, like, returns in, like, a spirit form sometimes. Like, she knew what was going to happen before it even happened. Like, I love that. And then Lexi. The only vampire that I feel like could just, like, vibe, like, chill. Like, I would be friends with her. And you know what I'm realizing now? My favorite characters are the ones that when they died, they're like, you know what? Yeah, I was supposed to die, so I'm just going to stay dead. They never tried to come back. They never tried to mess up the balance thing for the witches or anything. They're like, yep, I'm dead. I'm going to stay dead. Like, good luck. But they, like, help guide you from the other side. Like, I loved them. Bring them back. Get rid of Elena. Give me them instead. Okay, I think that's enough Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry, guys. But I do want to talk about now how shows portray vampires. Because I feel like in every show, like, they have some similarities and some differences. So I researched some vampire shows, and this is, like, how I think most shows portray vampires, like, all the similarities. But, okay, Twilight made me angry. I haven't seen all the Twilights. I've watched, like, the first one, I think. Why do they sparkle? I get they're, like, super pale, and they're dead. Like, every show shows them as pale, and they're also, like, dead. But why is Twilight making them sparkle? I don't know about all that. Also, along with being pale and dead, the no daylight thing, that seems to be pretty like across the board in all shows, except in like Vampire Diaries when they have like the daylight rings and stuff. But that was because of witches. So I feel like obviously if the witches weren't there, they like vampires just can't go in the daylight. A lot of the shows have them like controlling their urges for blood, or like they can't control it. I'm not really sure on that one. Like, it goes back and forth. Some of them are like, as soon as they see blood, they turn into like a vampire and go crazy. But then like other ones are like controlling it and they have like self-control like humans do. I don't know. It goes back and forth. They are always super fast and super, super strong. I don't know how though, because like they're dead. The fast thing makes sense to me, but like the strong part, I don't get it. For some reason, I have like this in my brain that vampires should be associated like with bats, or they should like turn into bats. Like a vampire comes from a bat. Like you'll be a bat and then you'll turn into a vampire. So I feel like shows aren't showing enough bats. Like Vampire Diaries, I have yet to see a bat. Maybe like in the background of something. Maybe I didn't catch it. I don't know. But like they didn't turn into a bat. Where's the bats? There's not enough bats. And then the last thing on most TV shows, the vampires are always like isolated. They're secluded from society for obvious reasons. You know, it's danger to normal people. And they always have like their own little like family-ish sort of. Sometimes it's not like blood related, and other times it's like we've been a vampire family for like years. I don't know. That is just what I've noticed for shows though, and like the media portraying vampires. But I have a list of what I think vampires like actually are, if they were real. So no, I do not think vampires are real. But if they were real, this is what I think they'd be like. I think that they would definitely be pale. I don't think they'd be able to go in the sunlight or anything, so like only come out at night. I think that they can only drink blood. But I do think they're going to be able to, like, control their urges and control where they get it from. Sort of like Vampire Diaries when they can, like, go and get blood bags from hospitals or, like, feed on animals and stuff. I think that, like, that's fine. I think that's what they do. Like, deer and stuff in the woods, as much as it sucks, I feel like that's what they do. Or, like, maybe there's, like, some bad vampires. Like, if you tick one off, they're probably going to come and, like, eat you. Possibly. I don't think they turn into bats, but I think they keep bats as pets. Like, I think they have, like, their vampire, like, dark, spooky houses in the middle of the woods, like a scary, like, cabin that's painted black, and I think they keep bats as pets. As much as I think, like, though, they're supposed to turn into bats for some reason. I don't know why that's even in my brain, but I think they have, like, my cat, if I was a vampire, would actually be, like, a bat, you know? I do think that they're super fast, and I think they have, like, super good hearing for some reason, kind of like how animals can hear super far away. I think the vampires can, because they're also, like, really fast, so, like, the sound waves are faster. That made no sense. I don't know. It made sense in my brain. But I really do not know if they have abnormally, like, human strength. I don't think they're super strong, because here's why. Okay, they're supposed to be dead, right? Or, like, they died and then came back as a vampire. Something like that. So they're dead. They're super pale. So, like, the iron level is low. And I just got diagnosed with, like, really bad anemia. And I started iron pills. So I am also lacking the blood and I'm super pale right now. And the last thing that I'm a lot of things. And the last thing that I am right now, I am not strong. I am not strong at all. So how are you going to die? You're going to be like super pale, probably anemic. I think vampires are anemic. I don't know. Why are they so pale? But yeah, the last thing that makes sense is they're dead. Let's make them super strong. What? So I think they're actually just like super skinny. And that's why they're so fast, because they're like aerodynamic, you know? But I think they're just like, they're super skinny. I think they're like tall and like super skinny and like they all wear black and they're mysterious, but they are not strong. And then the last thing, I don't know why I think this. I don't think they can swim. I don't think vampires can swim. So this was my assumption, and like any good college student, I was like, you know what? I'm going to research. So I obviously did some very professional, scholarly research on vampires, and I typed in, "Are vampires real?" on Google, and this is what I got. Vampire bats are real. Like the vampires, like, not the vampires, the vampire bats that drink blood, those are real. They're bats, though. They're not dead people. But I did find out there's people who identify as vampires. And in 2015 in America, there were about 5,000 of them left that, like, it was just these people that identified as vampires. And so I was like, what? What is this? And I went on a rampage of finding out, like, who these people are and, like, what traits they have. And I found out that they say it's more of, like, a lifestyle, not like, I am a vampire, and they, like, think they're dead. Was that good? Was that a good accent? I think I nailed it. Anyway, they're not like that. They're just more of, like, a lifestyle. How I'm like, I'm a clean girl, like, clean girl aesthetic. They're just, they say they're vampire. I don't know. But their lifestyle is nocturnal. They do everything, like, at night. They're fine in the sunlight. They're not going to die. But, like, they do everything at night. So they are pale because they don't see the sunlight. They wear lots of black, and they do consume tiny amounts of blood. This, like, I don't know, it makes me feel weird, but they get it from donors with permission. That's nice. And another thing that scientists said when they did, like, research on these people is they need extra energy to live healthy. And they think that that extra energy they get from, like, not being in the sun, just staying in the dark, and the blood from their donors give them this extra energy to live. Personally, not my thing. I'm fine with not having the extra energy. I'm anemic, so, like, there's a lack of blood in my lifestyle. But yeah, that's what I found out. That's the research I did. I don't know how I feel. I don't think I could ever identify as a vampire or be a vampire. I'm fine with wearing lots of black, though. Cosmetologists do that. I don't know. So with that, I was like, okay, there's vampire bats. There's people who identify as vampires and stuff, but I want to know, like, the way vampires are portrayed in the media. Has there ever been some type of, like, paranormal, supernatural, like, spottings, even if there isn't, like, research about it? Has anyone, like, encountered this? Like, people encounter ghosts? Like, I wanted to know. So obviously the best place to find this was Reddit. And I was surprised when I was trying to find stories for you guys on Reddit. I really could not find that much, like, not what I was looking for. There was a lot of history related stuff, and I hate history. My uncle is punching the air right now. He loves history, but I am not a history person. I didn't really read into the history of it. Something about New Orleans, I think. I don't know, but there's, like, a bunch of history about, like, what a vampire was then, but it still, to me, didn't sound, like, supernatural in any way. So I did find one story that was, like, supernatural, and, like, I think it's perfect for October spooky season to share with you guys. And then I found a couple other little things, but not, like, as much as I wanted. So the first story off of Reddit, I've seen one, and it was very upsetting. I was at the mall in my hometown, maybe an hour before closing, and I look into a shop with a friend. Then we felt someone approach us, but no reflection in the glass window, which I found out that's also, like, something in the media. Like, they can't see themselves in the mirror? I don't know. Anyway, so there was no reflection in the glass window, but we could see ours. I turned around to see if something was there, and a man was pale, looking through at us. Man did not say anything, but was very close, and then my brother approached, calling me to leave. Thankfully, nothing happened, but me and her just know that it was a vampire. And I read, like, the comments and follow-up to that. I couldn't find anything else at all. Like, I want to know, like, the background information, but that is all I could get. And then I found a friend of mine jokingly claims her boyfriend is a vampire. She's never seen him in sunlight. His canines appear to be filed down, and he works as a butcher. So he has unlimited access to blood. I've met him. Nice guy. Is he a vampire? I don't know. And then this comment on Reddit made me laugh. If vampires can't see themselves in mirrors, how do they always manage to comb their hair so perfectly? Which, if you've seen Vampire Diaries, their hair always looks like stunning and perfect. Same in like Twilight. Like they like do their hair and stuff and they look perfect. Like they don't look like messy at all. And then this last story is not from Reddit. I found it on dailydot.com. And it's kind of interesting, but like it's not like scary. We don't get any details. So here we go. We've been dating for 8 months. He comes from a wealthy family, private school, Ivy League, Ivy Law School, works for a bank right now. He got really high a few nights ago and told me a very long story about when he was in boarding school in Switzerland, age 16 or 17, he met a man that was 400 years old. He wasn't telling a joke. He wasn't trying to be funny. He sounded scared telling me and said he never told anyone before. I'm not joking, like he was almost in tears telling the story. It was as if he was admitting to murdering his mother on that level. The next day, he was completely normal. I don't even know if he remembers telling me. He's a completely normal guy, and honestly, he's never mentioned being into vampires. Nothing. He doesn't even really watch movies or anything. Should I bring this up with him sober? It's been a few days, and I feel awkward about it, or should I just forget all about it? And I tried to find that story like everywhere, and I still could not find any follow-up. I couldn't find any comments back, like nothing, no like little details or anything. So maybe if there are like paranormal, like supernatural creatures that are vampires out there, they don't want you to find out about them. And that's why it's so hard to find stuff. Or they just aren't real. I have no idea. Well, guys, that's all I have for our first spooky episode into spooky season. If you guys haven't, please give this podcast a rate on your streaming platform and follow the Instagram @_thoughts podcast. I will see you guys next week in a new episode.